Hello everybody, today's date is something, and we are brought to you today by the product of this marker. I had an idea, a friend of mine had an idea of something to do in this episode, and in case you don't know what this show is called, it's called Random Diz, and I'm the host, Random Diz. I'm just going to make that thing stretch out. A friend of mine had an idea earlier about what this episode should be about, and I thought it was pretty decent, and so I figured I'd give it a go. Sorry. There's a woman in Indonesia that claims for the last however years has had these metal wires growing out of her, and that doctors have looked at this woman and they don't know where they came from. They don't know what has caused this, why it's happening, or how. Nothing. They know nothing about this. So they're looking at her and they're doing these tests and all this shit, and they're trying to figure out why this woman has these metal wires growing out of her. She said apparently these wires have a mind of their own, if you will. This their own nervous system, maybe, I don't know. That her sister tried to cut these wires that have been exposed through her skin once, and they retracted into this woman's body. So this is like a fucked up version of Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man. This woman has these wires and they can't tell her why, and that is why I don't go to Indonesia for my medical supplies. If I'm sick, I'll go to my normal doctor. I'm not going to go overseas and look for this magic cure, because if they can't tell me why I got metal wires coming out of my arm, then they're not going to be able to cure my cancer or whatever little quirks you have, if you will. But it's weird, just the fact. I'm going to post the picture in the video, so you're going to be able to see it, and actually I'll probably post it right after I get done saying this, so it's right there. But it's not going to be there. I don't know. I'm just trying to rant and come up with this shit to come up with to make you people laugh. No, the friend of mine, Tiffany, thank you so much for bringing this important medical discovery to my attention. This is the biggest thing since the Tree Man. None of you know who I'm talking about, Googling. The Tree Man was amazing. If you're into sick, weird, twisted science shit. But no, we've replaced an item on the set, or studio thing, if you will, with that. It's a mirror. Hoping to doubly trip you guys out. I'm always trying to fuck with your heads. No, this is very important medical history, because if this woman has metal wires growing out of her, what's to stop somebody from having rope growing out of them? Rope. That's a funny word. Anyways, yeah, there's this woman, and the doctors can't figure out why it's happening, and it's ridiculous to me. What they say, this is how the doctors are covering their track. They say that they won't release what they know. The fact is, they don't know shit about what is going on. They don't know what caused this, if it's family, genetics, just bad luck. Maybe she grew up too close to a nuclear power plant. I don't know. We've seen Bruce Gigolo movie. Fuck it. We've seen that movie. We know if you live too long near a nuclear power plant, your nose turns into a dick. We know this. We know the side effects of radiation, or nuclear radiation, I should say. They can really fuck up your appearance, and this is why I avoid nuclear power plants. Instead, I post YouTube videos and rant about how I hate this shit. It's one of those things where I'm like, quit covering up your tracks and saying you can't release information. Just tell the public what they want to hear. She's a freak of nature. We don't know. Fuck if we know. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what to tell her. We don't know what to tell you. Something is up with this bitch, and we don't know what. We have a construction crew coming in next week to take a belt grinder to her, a belt sander to her. The trippy part about this whole thing isn't the fact that she's got wires growing out of her. That, weird shit happens to people every day, and it's only people over that way that it happens to. But it's the fact that when you try, these things have a mind of their own. They do what they want. Like, hypothetically, let's say one day she wakes up and there's one hanging out of her arm. The next day, she might wake up and it might be out of her shoulder. Same one, different place. They can't control where this shit goes. And another weird thing is she's got these things coming out of her, but she has no sign of tetanus, which is weird, because if she's had this problem for as long as she says she has, and this isn't just some kind of big hoax, then there should be some kind of side effect, I guess. I don't know. It's just one of them things that makes you want to look at the person next to you, look them dead in the eye, and say, honey, if I ever wake up in the morning and have random wires hanging out of my body, shoot me! Because I'm sorry, I don't know if I could do that. I could deal with being paralyzed and shit like that. I mean, hell, but to have to, ugh. I wonder if she cleans them, like 409, and just, that would be awkward to walk in and see her in the bathroom, like you just, oh my God, that's not good. Are you cleaning your wires? Yes. It's pointless, absolutely wonderful, and to the people who brought this to our attention, the wonderful people of Indonesia, we thank you for this. Us Americans live off of your drama, off of your pain, off of your agony. We see you hurting and have the ability to help, but we don't. Don't ask me why, it's just the simple truth, we don't. We want to, I want to, but they don't. And we all know who they is. Anywho, the whole thing's just all fucked up in a big clusterfuck of bullshit and truth to the whole thing. But it makes no sense to me. I'm not a doctor. If I was a doctor, I wouldn't be posting YouTube videos. It's just creepy and weird and odd that someone's got wires hanging out. But I guess, like if somebody could wake up one morning and have bark on their arms for no apparent reason, then why not? Why can't somebody wake up and have metal wires hanging out of them? That makes perfect sense to me. But I've spent the last 10 minutes ranting about this bullshit. And, well, let me know what you think about the whole thing, hoax or not. Let's try something. Wow. Everybody just went near something. Anyways. Let me know what you think. Hoax, fake, true, whatever. just post it down there, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you like what I do. If you don't, just hit it anyways, just to make me feel good. But once again, I'm Random Diz, and this has been a random waste of time. I love you, YouTube. Bye.